Hello everybody and welcome back to another Find It to Freddy's official character encyclopedia information knowledge. Today we're going to be talking about information about Marionette, Balloon Boy, and the other one. So the first stuff that we're going to be talking about is the Marionette or the puppet. Whether you like it or not, it is stringing you along. Here's the data file, how many times she appeared, and of course she has been appearing many times. And one of the short collections of the Fazbear's Fright, You're the Band. And of course when you're playing the game, you had to wind up her music box periodically from time to time to make sure if it doesn't go out, or else she's literally going to come after you once the bar goes all the way down to 0, and she'll come out of her music box. So make sure you have to do it really fast. But you have to deal with other 10 animatronics. But at least she is friendly and she can actually give you some gift boxes as well as for the children. And slim, isn't she? Or she might also be like a slender, or if you say so. Because there's no way that a human can actually have that type of body shape. And so, who's pulling the strings? I wonder what kind of human being could actually be pulling all of her strings to make her move like an actual person. Of course, she has purple and red makeup. Phantom puppet. Here's your prize. Sorry, it's a little burnt. This is another one of the marionettes that appear in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, where she is on that one camera, but she is one of the most loudest ones, and that appears on right in front of your face and just making so much noise to annoy you. I mean, as soon as you literally just see her on the cameras, she's literally just there. I mean, some people say that she's not even a phantom, she's just there. And she's projecting her soul or something. Shadow puppet. Cheer up, it might never happen. Well, this kind of looks like a similarity of the Phantom puppet, but except I think she's a little bit darker than the Phantom one. And Mango's Quest. That's the only appearance that she appeared in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 in one of the mini games called Mango's Quest. Taking a fall. And of course, you might see that big thingy that has like a bunch of inky crying that looks like a waterfall. That's her. Marionette. Whether you like it or not, have you lost any weight? You look terrifying. This is one of the Nightmare Marionette animatronic puppet thingies that appear in that new DLC of the Five Nights at Freddy's 4, the Halloween edition, where instead of Nightmare, it's this thing, the Marionette. And he or she has the same mechanics as Nightmare in the original content, but in her Ultimate Custom Night, her features or her attack is, if you look at her a little too long, she'll jump scare you. Security puppet. Definitely gives a false sense of security. This one is an appearance of the Marionette but Five Nights at Freddy's 6 or Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, where you buy her in the store and you play like a mini game where you keep an eye on some kids that don't go out into the exit, but when you made it far enough, you get this other minigame where the actual child that was outside calling out for help to get in, but he wanted to go outside, or she wanted to go outside to take a look, but then she found the body dead. So she wanted to give her a hug and say sorry, but tipped over and fell down on her. And that's how the marionette became possessed with the child. Balloon Boy. Whether you like it or not, this one is one of the little animatronics that can crawl into the vents but not jump scare you in the second game, but can also take away your batteries. And that way you can't flash your light into the hallways just to get you jump scared by some foxy wannabe. It's like they're best friends or something. And of course, the balloon sign, it comes from a stick. Balloon Boy will hold it. And of course, he is trying to say that the balloon aisle is over there. And look out for the signs of danger, signs of balloons. Well, he may do have an aisle of balloons, or like a balloon store. I bet he could make that amount of money with his foxy best friend. JJ, didn't you see her? Because she saw you. She was one of the first Easter eggs in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that hides under the desk. It's hard to miss because she was literally just hiding under the desk all of this time. But she did appear like a few times. Just like Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Nightwear. You see her in the vent, but when she gets into you, you probably can't use something that could be useful. And then she appears in one of those playtest minigames in the Pizzeria Simulator. Phantom Balloon Boy. Never burn a balloon. This is another one of the Phantom animatronics that appear on one of the cameras, and then when you pull it down, he is there. And of course he will jump scare you, but it was only just a ghost, and he will turn off your ventilation so you won't be able to breathe. Shadow Balloon Boy. Why are you crying, son? You lost your balloon? Aw, if it is, then I'll definitely try to help him find his balloon back. But this is another one of these shadow animatronics that also appeared in that one mini game in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, where it's Balloon Boy's Air Adventure. And you also have to give the cake to the child to make him or her happy. Oh, but first you have to collect all of the balloons and that rainbow balloon so you can beat it, and then go on to the next one so you can give the child the cake. Nightmare Balloon Boy. Don't blow him up to be scarier than he really is. I mean, look at him. Look at all of those sharp teeth he has. Another character that appears in the FNAF 4 DLC Halloween Edition. He works the same way as Glitchtrap, where you have to put him on that white X on the floor. Like the same way as Glitchtrap, like listen to him scampering down the hallways and trying to catch you with your flashlight. But he's telling you to come closer. And he wants to help you count his teeth. I may be not so big, just a bite-sized morsel. I could be flashing that light all of I want, but it can't save me from now. Dee Dee, please don't sing. Well, uh-oh, how unfortunate. Uh-oh, how unfortunate. I'm gonna do a sneaky thing and throw a new contender in the ring. Yep. She is one of these characters that appear out of nowhere into the office and activates a character that you didn't activate, or a character that is not part of the menu screen, like Nightmare Chica, for example, or Glitchtrap, and Bonnet, and the Minarinas, and blah blah blah. Of course, I've been seeing her in the FNAF world. That's where she first appeared. And this is like her shadow form, called Jor, or XOR, or Shadow Dee Dee. Sometimes she can appear in some of the modes that you're on, or like your own levels, but she mostly appears in the 50-20 mode. And her song goes like distorted and backwards and speed up. That means she's probably much worse, as she could probably activate all of the characters, or all of the secret characters, especially Lobit. Please stand by. She's got like a little red thing on top of her head, propeller hat as well. Swamp Balloon Boy. There's mud in your eyes. Well, the eyes are the most sensitive body parts in your body because you don't want to hurt them or burn them really bad. Well, this is one of the first AR skins of Balloon Boy that was for the Haunted Forest event. Of course, like made out of mud, and his balloons are mostly made out of mud as well, just like Boulder Bonnie, or Boulder Toy Bonnie, I should say. And it's like they've been stuck in this forest for like 3 years. And the propeller, it may got stuck because he got stuck into the swamp, and his sign is still gonna read balloons even though his balloon is actually made out of mud. Frostbite Balloon Boy. Ice Ice Baby. Another one of the special delivery skins, and this was for the Winter Wonderland event. Yep, Winter Wonderland. And it's just completely covered in ice and snow. And probably his balloon as well. It might just turn into a snowball. A snow balloon. And instead of saying balloons, it says avalanche, which means there's an avalanche coming down. So you better watch out, everybody. Watch out for all of the avalanches when you go to any cold places, like Iceland. Jetpack Balloon Boy. He will rocket you. This is another skin of the Balloon Boy that's for the Scream Punk event. And it seems like he has so much detail in him. Which of course is like a bunch of steampunk gears. And he's much more of a fly guy. I mean, his twin gas canisters, there's like a few feet. And his sign says, instead of balloons, let's fly. So that means we can fly to him in an air adventure. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be having a lot of fun when I go to his air adventures. Lucky Boy. It's his lucky day, but is it yours? It might be my lucky day if I could be hanging around with him. This is another character that appears in the short collection of Fazbear's Frights, Sarjo's Lucky Day. And there's this one. Sarjo really win like $600,000 from a lottery and goes about changing his life by buying a new car and looking for a new home and finding a new girlfriend and changing his job eventually. He becomes completely dependent on Lucky Boy and believes anything or everything he says, which is a dangerous position to be in. So I think the Lucky Boy might have changed his life. Okay, next up is the Endos. Endo 01. Make sure it doesn't endo your life. Get it? This one is one of the endoskeletons that appear in the first game ever. And as you can see that there's like a little bit of much detail in there. Even when they do the animations in special delivery where he moves, or they move. We can't tell if it's a boy or girl, but they made one Endo that is actually a girl, and her name is Tina, which is fun to find out to Freddy's movie. But she was only in the background. Yeah, even though I was living in the background, I'm glad I got to be in the movie. Yeah, I guess you're exactly right. But my Endos got more, or got more. My Endos got no nose. How does he smell? Well, I mean, it's a robot. Robots can smell. And probably robots can hear if even though they don't have any ears. What did she say? She can't? Or what did she say? We can't hear you! Anyways, next one. Endo 2, made of tougher stuff. Which, of course, this is the Endo that appeared in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and that's also like a secret character that appears in the cameras or in the prize corner and in the vent. I'm not sure if it's another character that's gonna attack you when it comes into the office, but I know these Endos love to be singing the spooky scary skeleton song every October. You must be cold. Standing there with no skin or suit. He could see me through the vents. Of course I'm not scared. And I don't know what suit he could be belonged to. Nightmare Endo. Will the nightmare ever endo? I mean, of course now you can clearly see what the nightmare endo will exactly look like. Because we've been seeing all of the nightmare animatronics, but we never get to take a look at the close of the endos. I mean, look at that. Sharp claws and sharp teeth. But it's a good thing that they actually show the models of the actual endos from the VR game. And of course, if you like look into the museum or extras menu, you'll finally get to see what the nightmare endos really look like without the fabric. But if you blink, you'll miss it. Like, just blink one time and uh-oh. I saw him and I accidentally blinked and he's gone. Ennard. A bit of this and a bit of that. There's a little of him in everybody. Well, this is an animatronic that is an amalgamation of parts with all of the other animatronics from FNAF 5 or Sister Location. Which of course that you can clearly see he has 4 or 5 eyes in his body and a bunch of mangled wires and a button. And put on your game face on or any type of face. And he was the one that was actually that weird endo animatronic. And then like I just saw him with no mask. Yeah, he was the reason why, like, what was that weird looking animatronic? And that was actually him, but just with no mask on. And then, of course, when you went into the private room, he actually does wear the mask, and you did see the mask in the primary control module when you play the game. And while you're up there, could you clean away those cobwebs? But how, if he is just blocking my way? Yendo. Part of the skeleton crew, this one is also an endoskeleton that appears in like an Easter egg in the Funtime Auditorium. When you use your flash beacon like a few times, you may did see him. But he said to me that he is not Funtime Freddy, for Christ's sake. But I understand, buddy. Of course you're not Funtime Freddy. Your eyes are yellow. Funtime Freddy's eyes are blue. Why would I think that you're actually Funtime Freddy that can actually change colors of the eyes? No, You're completely different animatronic. I mean, you're a bear, but you have yellow eyes and you have 2 hands. And of course, you should keep yourself in secret so nobody would find you. Flamethrower, Endo. Careful where you point that thing. This is an AR. This is a skin from the AR, which is for the Sizzling Summer event, where, of course, he is completely like a red, orangish yellow, and he has like a flamethrower machine on him. A twisted fire starter. Not as much as that famous Marvel character from the comics, Firestar, or that DC character named Starfire. Dark Water Endo. There is something fishy about this one, whether you like it or not. This one is for the Wicked Tides event, which is possibly like a reference for a fish character from Finding Nemo. Because look, he's got like fins and scales and that little light thingy on his head, the little light antenna. But don't take the bait though. He is probably too smart. But plus, we humans can't even breathe underwater that much. We'll drown. But I'm pretty sure that the Dark Water Endo would love to go swimming underwater with Nemo and his friends. Molten Freddy. As well as you can't stand the heat. Now we had to, as the Funtime Freddy doesn't actually appear that once, now we had to deal with his abandoned cousin mixed with 2 or many other characters from Sister Location. And of course this is obviously entered, but it seems like all of his wires are becoming loose because those are the same eyes from before. That's the reason why does he still have some eyes? And that's literally Ennard. That's still Ennard, but he just changed his voice into Funtime Freddy's voice. And of course he replaced the bun into a bow tie. What is this? It just looks like a bunch of wire spaghetti mixed with a mask. And cashing in? Of course, he will obviously give you the money, the $500 profit. But he'll just literally come out through the vents and come and get you, and we'll all be together again. And then Glitchtrap. You need more than just debugging to get rid of him. This is the reason why I saw those purple eyes in the hallways. I thought it was just gonna be same old Ennard with purple eyes, but no. It is actually this guy, the Glitchtrap. This new bunny rabbit suit that was actually behind all of this time. And of course, the purple eyes mean it was actually him that was actually saying hi to me and can you hear me and waving hi. And then when I went into the pizza party, of course I was enjoying the delicious pizza, I saw him wave hi to me and I gasped because I got scared. And he told me to come. And then I was probably stuffed inside the Freddy suit on the stage, and he just started skipping around all over the place. But I'm not sure if I could be taking his hand or it might be a trap. The clues are in the name. Like right there. Right there. And there's like this little peek hole that I could open. And then he was there. I told him hi. Don't worry, it's just a glitch. Blink and it will go away probably. Shh. Okay, I will be quiet. So if I just blink, will he literally just go away? Ding! Oh, he's gone. Well, I think that's it for this video. I'm hoping that you guys did enjoy this video of the Five Nights at Freddy's Encyclopedia of Marionette, Balloon Boy, Endos, and Glitchtrap. And the next one that we're going to be doing is of the Afton family, which we're going to be starting in the next one, Springtrap, my arch nemesis. And thank you so much for watching the video, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked it. And as always, we will see you next time. Yay!